Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to start a new chapter of civics. Chapter 2, Diversity and Discrimination. We have understood what is diversity in our previous chapter. Now we have to connect chapter 1, which is understanding diversity, with chapter 2, which is diversity and discrimination. We know that diversity means differences. Differences in languages, food, culture, religion, custom, etc. Now, in this chapter, we will learn that from diversity how discrimination come into existence. Okay, from diversity how discrimination come into existence. Now, what is discrimination? The unjust treatment to different categories of people is called discrimination. In Hindi, we can call it bhedbhav. Okay. Diversity leads this discrimination, this bhedbhav. How? Let's understand this point with an example. Suppose some people came in our locality. They don't know English. They speak in their mother tongue. They wear different types of clothes. Okay, they eat different types of food. As they are different, sometimes we think that they are inferior than us. As they can't speak in English, okay, we ignore them. Sometimes people who are different from others are teased, laughed, okay, or not included in certain activity or group. But it hurts them. As they are diverse, we think they are different. From these differences, discrimination comes. Okay, our thoughts bring discrimination among us. So, we can say that diversity is the root of discrimination. Okay, so this was the introduction of this chapter. Okay, this was the introduction. Now, have a look to the topics of this chapter. Differences and prejudice. Then creating stereotypes. Then inequality and discrimination. Then on being discriminated against. And then story of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay. And one more, striving for inequality. So these are the topics of this chapter, what we are going to study in this chapter. Now, start with our first topic. It is difference and prejudice. Difference and prejudice. There are many things that make us what we are. How we live, the languages we speak, what we eat, wear, the games we play, and the things we celebrate. All of these are influenced both by the geography and history of the place where we live. We have already read it in Ladakh and Kerala. Both the places are influenced by the geography and history of that place. Now, look at the following statement. There are 8 major religions in the world. Every single one of them is practiced in India. So, we have 8 major religions in India. So, we should be proud for it. We have more than 1600 languages that are people's mother tongue. And there are more than 100 dance forms. So students, you can get a clear idea about the diversity of our country from this statement. From this statement, you can get a clear idea about our diversity. Yet, this diversity is not always celebrated. This is the problem. This is because we feel safe and secure with people who look, talk, dress and think like us. So we feel safe with our own kind. Sometimes when we meet people who are very different from us, we may find them strange and unfamiliar. At times, we may not understand or know the reason why they are different from us. Now, look the statements below that you believe to be true about rural and urban life in India. Tick mark those that you agree with. Now, these are the statements of rural people. More than 50% of Indians live in villages. Point 2. Villagers do not care about their health. They are full of superstition. Then, people in villages are backward and do not like to use modern agricultural technology. Then, in peak harvesting and plantation season, families spend 12 to 14 hours working in the field. Then villagers are forced to migrate to cities in search of work. These are some statements about villagers. Do you think all the statements are true? No, not always. Similarly, look at the statement for urban people. Life in the city is easy. People here are spoiled and lazy. In cities, families spend very little time with each other. People in cities only care about money, not about people. Living in a city is expensive. A large part of the people's earning is spent on rent and transport. And then, city people cannot be trusted. They are cunning and corrupt. Similarly, all the statements are not true about the urban people. But in general, we think that people of rural area do not care about their rural people do not care about their health. They do not use modern technology. They are full of superstition. And the people of urban area are cunning. They do not spend time with their family. They are lazy. They are spoiled. Okay, so we make some conception about the lives of villagers and lives of urban people. We thought that these people are superior, these people are inferior. We make our own opinion. Make opinion without knowing anything, without knowing anyone is make prejudice. So, what is prejudice? Underline this sentence. Prejudice means to judge other people negatively or see them as inferior. To judge other people negatively or see them inferior is called prejudice. Okay. We can be prejudiced about many things. What are they? They are people's religious beliefs, the color of the skin, the religion they come from, the accent they speak in, the clothes they wear, etc. So, these are some things. We may be prejudiced about these things. Often, our prejudices about others are so strong that we don't want to form friendship with them. At times, we may even act in ways that hurt them. Sometimes we act in such a way which hurt them very much. Okay. Dear students, move to our next topic, creating stereotypes. Before understand what is stereotype, let's do an activity. Arrange the statements given below in these two sections according to what you think is appropriate for the section. Okay, so there are some sentences. You have to put the sentence in the column of girls or in the column of boys. Okay, let's start. They are well behaved. Who are well behaved? Girls or boys? Dear students, this is not at all opinion of mine or your. This is the opinion of our society. What does our society think? Okay, so they are all well behaved. Our society think that girls are all well behaved. Okay, so girls. Next, They are soft spoken and gentle. Our society think that girls are generally soft spoken and gentle. They are physically strong. Boys are physically strong. In general, we think this. They are naughty. We think that boys are naughty. They are good at dance and painting. Girls are good in dance and painting. They don't cry. We think that boys don't cry. They are rowdy. Who are rowdy? Boys. Okay. They are good at sports. We think boys are good at sports. They are good at cooking. Girls. They are emotional. Girls. Okay. Now, move. If you take the statement, they don't cry, you will see that this is a quality that is generally associated with boys, okay, and men. As babies or children when fall and hurt themselves, their parents generally says that don't cry, you are a boy. Boys are brave, they don't cry. Isn't it? As children grown up, they start believing that boys are not cry. So that even a boy feels like crying, he stops himself from doing so. He also believes that crying is a sign of weakness. So, even though both boys and girls sometimes want to cry, especially if they are angry or if they are in pain, as they grow older, boys learn or teach themselves not to cry. If a grown boy cries, then he feels that others will either tease him or laugh at him. And so he stops himself from doing so in front of others. Okay. So our society has created an image for us. Our society decide that these are the ways that boys should behave and these are the ways girls should behave. And we accept these rules without even thinking. And we start believing that we have to behave accordingly. So we fit boys and girls into an image that society create for us. So this is stereotype. In this way, we are creating stereotype. Okay, look at here. When we fix people into one image, we create stereotype. When people say that those who belong to a particular country, religion, sex, race, or economic background are stingy, means mean, or lazy, criminal, or dumb, they are using stereotypes. Okay, stereotype stop us from looking at each person as a unique individual. We all are unique, so our needs are unique and we will do our work with our own special qualities. Stereotype fit large number of people into only one pattern or type. Stereotype society do not believe in uniqueness. They tell if you are a man, you have to earn money for your family. If you are a woman, then you have to cook for the family. Okay, this is stereotype society. The most negative effect of stereotype is that it prevents us from doing certain things that we want to do. So dear children, don't be stereotype. Be what you want in your life. Okay, now look at this page. There are some beautiful pictures. You can see there are some boys or girls. Okay, our society tells that they are disabled, but they are not disabled. They are differently able. Maybe they cannot run or walk like us, but they can paint, they can play chess, they can do math very well. Okay, they can write story very well. So how they become disabled? They are differently able, or we can say them children with special needs. They are children with special needs. Okay. Do you think this type of children with special needs should be a part of regular school or study in a separate school? Definitely they have to study in regular school with us. Okay, they are not different from us. They are part of our society. They are part of us. So they have right to be a part of our regular school. Okay. So dear students, that's all for today. Read the chapter very carefully. Watch the video very carefully. This chapter and this concept is new for you. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.